Hello! I'm going to review Darksiders for the PS3, of course. The game who is the winner of the Best Cover Award ever. Now, Darksiders sees you playing as one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, namely War. And he is the most badass I've ever played as a badass. He is so badass, it's unbelievable. He is so badass that he makes Dante look like a little schoolboy with the shit he pulls off. And he's kinda like Kratos' son. That's how badass he is. Now, the game starts off with you charging as War into the apocalypse on Earth, and you don't understand what's happening, shit's going down, demons are appearing, and people are talking in cryptic messages, and you're instantly made aware that War has no idea what's going on, no memory of what's going on, no fucking clue how this has started, because the four horsemen are meant to prevent it from happening, and if it does happen, all four are supposed to come down and stop it, or destroy everything. And he's the only one that comes down, and it's a bit weird how it all works. And then the story for me anyway, the story for the first half of the game really makes no sense, really doesn't go anywhere, and it really confused me. I had no idea what was going on, who these characters were, what difference they made. But from the halfway point onwards, I understood the story, I understood what was happening, how the corruption worked for War and that, and how he was getting fucked over, and I was really interested. I got really into the story, and I enjoyed the game 100 times better. Now, I was checking on IGN, and it gives the game's graphics like 9 out of 10, and I'm looking at it thinking, what game are you playing? Are you playing a completely different game from me? Are you playing a completely different game from me? Because graphically, I wouldn't give the game 9 out of 10 for graphics. Oh god, no. I mean, the graphics are nice. It's a gorgeous art style. It works well with the frame rate. The effects it creates for fire and stuff like that, and fighting your enemies and how things look is great. And the cutscenes in the in-game engine are incredible, but still, I don't think the graphics are worth 9. I'd be pushing 8, but I would definitely say 7. 7/8. I would definitely, besides the story, the gameplay is the main best thing about Darksiders. I mean, it's just you get your sword. Your sword is like the most powerful thing ever. It is a death-dealing fucking machismo machine. It really is. It's just an absolute damager. You just walk up and you're like smashing folk. You're smashing folk left, right, and centre like it's nobody's business. You're just beating the fuck out of everyone. And you're going along and your weapons upgrading, and it's every time it upgrades, it's like it can do more damage. Yes, I just want to destroy things. And then later on, you get a scythe, and you get like a gauntlet, and you get your gun, you get a horse, you get like a swingy rope thing. Swingy rope. You get like a boomerang thing. I think that's it. But each thing does. You get a portal gun. That's really weird. You get a portal gun. Obviously, you shoot a blue portal and you shoot an orange portal. Because what other colour would portals be? You get a portal gun and it's awesome. And the puzzles that creates, because it's a portal gun, makes it it's quite interesting. And every weapon and accessory you get does have to be used in some way or form. They do have to be used. You don't just get them and don't have to use them. You do actually have to use them. And then you go. It's just hack and slash basically. You don't have to use the scythe. You don't have to use the tremor gauntlet. You just have to use your sword for battles basically. You just go in, use your sword, beat the fuck out of everything, and that's it. There's quite a few boss battles in this game. And they're all really interesting. Bosses don't have health bars, but when you're beating the crap out of them, you're absolutely leathering into them. you do get the sense, you do get a little inkling that you're just at the end. Just a couple more hits across the face and that'll be it. Each boss is varied in that and all things. At the time of the game where I didn't actually understand what was happening with the story, because I was on a fetch mission where you had to go to 4 different places, but you had to travel a long way, do a lot of puzzles, get the thing, come back, then do it all over again 3 more times. At that part of the game, I felt like I was wasting my time playing this shit. I felt like giving the game a 5 out of 10, which is, you've been tricked into buying a PS2 game for a PS3 game's price tag. I felt that, I genuinely did feel that. Then after I understood the whole point in me doing these fetch missions was to emphasise how much your time was being wasted as War by doing this shit. How more frustrated it was making the character, having to go on these long journeys just to get to this one item, and then still having to do it over and over again. And then all it done was put you in a tower. That's it. So all it done was put you in a tower, and I could sense the frustration in War. Every cutscene it cut, I just felt for the guy. Even though he's a horseman of the apocalypse, I really related to this guy and felt really sorry for him. And this guy, let me just talk to you about War. He is War. He literally is War. I mean, you get the sense that when he is talking to someone, if this person tries to screw him over, he is going to fucking rip their fucking head off. Right? He's going to walk up to them, grab them with his hand, put his hand through the chest, curl it all the way back, grab the head, rip it off, then pull it through the chest. This guy's a badass. And the voice actor that does his voice, I have no idea who he is, or maybe I do actually, I do know who he is because I searched him up, but I can't remember who else he voices, but my god, this guy's got a really effective voice. Really effective voice. Dude's a badass. Dude's a badass. Dude's a badass. Dude is a badass. There's characters you meet along the way, some are important, some aren't. There's some gameplay parts that are quite cool. There's like an on-rail shooter part, that's quite cool. You're just killing angels for fun in it. That's awesome. The characters don't really matter because they're either not on the screen long enough to matter, or they're not important enough to matter, or their character isn't just as fleshed out enough compared to War that you don't care. War's like the only character you properly care about, and slightly the Watcher because he's there every second. He's a little weedy fucker, I hate him. My only gripes about the game is that sometimes War doesn't move fast enough, and the enemies just seem to hit you and not realise they're being hit. There's parts when you hit them and you're not really doing anything to them, and they're like going like that. They're going like that when you're hitting them. You're like, dude, that was a bit unnecessary. And then there's times you're absolutely throwing down and they're not feeling it at all. They're just not feeling it. And when enemies hit you, you've got like 10 health bars. They're like the equivalent to 1 health bar. And when an enemy hits you, like 1 health bar goes. And you're like, what's the point of hitting 10 if 1 hit takes 1 away? What's the point? Doesn't make any difference. And then there's some times when the enemies just won't stop spawning. And you've just got to force yourself to go through so they won't stop spawning. It's annoying. And the boss fight in the end can be a bit frustrating because it doesn't explain how to do it. The cutscene happens, you go on your horse, the dragon charges you, its claw glows. Right, so you think to yourself, right, that's going to hit me with that. And in a fight previous to that, very close in fact previous to that, an enemy attacked you with a red glowing hand or something like that, and if you hit that at the right time, it like stunned them. So I instantly thought, if I hit that hand just before he hits me, it will stun him. No, I hit the hand, nothing happens, it hits me, my health goes halfway down. Oh man, you've got to, when it charges you, pardon me, when it's whatever hand glows, you've got to go on the opposite side, slash it, it'll fall down, then you've got to charge towards it, get off your horse, unleash hell, then get back on your horse, rinse and repeat. That's it. And then straight after it you fight an even harder fight, and if you die during that fight you have to repeat the first fight and the second fight all over again. So it was frustrating, but then I did it, and then when I done it, it was easy. And that's about it really. That's all I really could talk about Darksiders. There's not really much to talk about in Darksiders, apart from at first the story's a bit shit. It then really picks up and gets really good. The graphics are good, but not as good as everyone says they are. The gameplay, it could be better, but it's just like very moderate. Lasting appeal, I would say it's good enough to play a game. I would say it's good enough to play a game, but I probably won't play it again. So that's it. After all that madness and mayhem, I would have to say the Darksiders from me gets a 7 out of 10, which is, it's good enough that I would buy it twice. There you go. That is your review for Darksiders. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Love you, PS3. Bye bye. My throat's really sore. What's wrong with it? Really sore.